Hello everyone, I'm the Weather Dude. Welcome back, and today we are talking about our next potential couple of snowstorms, some rare October snowstorms coming, or actually I should say November because it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, by the way. To find out more about these snowstorms, stay tuned for the whole video and enjoy. If you like staying up to date with the latest weather forecasts and updates, then please consider hitting the subscribe button below. Let's see how fast we can get to 2,000 subscribers. Also, to help this video's performance very much, please consider clicking the like button and sharing this video with your friends. Also, please consider watching the whole video. Thank you. Now let's get on with today's video. So yes, we will be talking about some early November snowstorms that could be swinging in across the Northeast. And I was going to say October, but I just realized it's the last day of October, and these storms will be coming in a few days. So yes, technically this is pretty much November. So we are getting into this today. We're going to start with the first snowstorm that could swing through will be affected in the Northeast. So we're going to focus on the Northeast first. And then there could be two additional snowstorms that could come over the northern tier, upper Midwest. So we'll be taking a look at those a bit later. All right, so here we are at the Northeast. I know you guys just saw a snowstorm the other day. If you look at let's actually go to these first. I wanted to focus in. This is the seasonal snowfall. All right, from Pivotal Weather. Actually, let's go to 72 hour. So you just focus on the snow that we got in the last few days. All right, or last couple days, I should say. Boston actually got 4 or 5 inches. Now I don't know how much of that stuck because it's October. The sun angle's a bit strong. I get it. So maybe not all of it stuck, but 4 to 6 inches of snow actually fell in Boston, including the western suburbs of Boston. Some of the higher elevations in New York and southern Vermont got about 6 inches of snow in the past 72 hours. Northern Jersey got about an inch or two. Northeastern Pennsylvania got about 1 to 3, around 2 to 4 inches of snow. I heard New York was supposed to potentially get some snow in Long Island, but it didn't quite happen. The snow got pretty far south. It got close to the Connecticut and Rhode Island coastline. Did not get to Cape Cod. Well, you guys might have saw some flakes, but definitely nothing accumulating. All right, and now when we take a look at the seasonal snowfall, all right, it's basically the snow you see in the entire season. All right, and you can see definitely the Northeast has definitely gotten its fair share so far, I'd say, right? Some areas 6 to 12 plus in the mountains there in the Northeast and New England. So that's your seasonal snowfall. Now, let's get into the GFS model. I want to take a look at this next snowstorm that can be coming through. We got the GFS, the GEM, and the European model are the 3 models we're looking at today. So, I mean, this is a pretty typical November setup storm. You got a big low pressure. It's going to swing down from the Great Lakes, and it's going to start out with, most of you, it's going to start out with rain. All right, you're going to get that. You're going to get the low coming through this way. You're going to have the warm flow coming around it. Not much cold air already in place, so you guys may have to rely on the cold air coming on the back side of the storm. So it's going to start out with rain for most of you. But as it comes through, as the low comes through, we get some reinforcing cold air behind it, as you can see by the little blue dotted lines. Then we start to see some snow breakout for the Great Lakes. Yes, lake effect snowfall will be a thing here as well, including in the northern mountains there in northern New York. Talk about the Adirondacks, talk about the Green Mountains, the White Mountains in New England. And it's a pretty big low pressure system, 981 millibars of pressure. And yes, just look how big this thing is. I can see green going all the way down to the bottom of your screen. So this is a pretty big storm. All right. And this could be combining with a potential hurricane that I actually talked about in the last video. So consider checking that out after this video if you want to. But look at the heavy snow there for Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. Then behind it, you got these dark blue bands. You can already start to see the lake effect snow. It's real, okay? And it's going to start swinging through. All right, and the lake effect snow, now I remember, I forget how long ago it was about a year or two ago. Actually, down here in the Mid-Atlantic, we actually did get some lake effect snow one time. Like, there was so much wind coming from the northwest that, yes, lake effect snow did actually get all the way down the Mid-Atlantic down here. And we did actually get some snow. And didn't accumulate much, but the snowfall rates were intense, even for the Mid-Atlantic. Now, as you know, those snow bands do kind of weaken a bit as they head south. So I can't imagine how intense the snowfall is for places like right along the Great Lakes. All right, but still, this is 2 p.m. on November 2nd on Monday. There is a snow heading through Vermont, and then we got another little batch of snow that's like attached to the backside of the system, swinging through Tuesday morning, and then it all settles down. Now, how much snow are we talking about with the GFS model for this first system that swings through the Northeast? Adirondacks, I'd say good 6 to 12 inches. Same for like Jackman, Maine, and northern New Hampshire. Definitely Mount Washington get definitely over a foot as well. Obviously, those are your more higher elevated locations. Lower elevations along the Great Lakes could get upwards of 5 or 6 inches of snow at some locations. Snow could get as far south and as far east as Massachusetts through Pennsylvania. Probably sticking to northern Pennsylvania. Not much getting into Jersey or Maryland or Delaware. Nothing too far south. All right, but you guys wait. All right, it won't be too long. All right, here's the GEM model now. Same location, just a different model. Again, they have kind of like two low systems developing. We got one here, potential next hurricane. All right, kind of like a moisture from it kind of coming up here. And there you go. Some snow coming on the backside. Now the GFS had some snow out ahead of the system, like in the mountains, but the GEM model doesn't even have that. They just have all rain out ahead of the system, and then behind it is where all the snow comes in. But they have a lot of heavy snow for the Great Lakes region as well. And some for northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, some for you guys. There's your heavy snow continuing through Monday afternoon. And then we get that little batch to swing through Tuesday morning behind the system, some more lake effect snow, some more snow drifting in behind it. But they don't have it quite weakening down maybe until like well into the overnight and into very early Wednesday morning. So snowfall for the GEM model, how much are we talking about? Now for the Great Lakes region, like I said, they're actually calling for more for you guys, so maybe upwards of a foot plus in some spots. While again, the Adirondacks, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire could pick up, again, 6 to 12 inches. These two models are pretty similar. Also, they have like the snowfall getting like pretty much the positioning of where the snowfall will be between the two models also looks very similar, so I definitely agree on that. All right, here's the European model. Again, it's our first system, same location again. All right, so there out ahead of the system, there's your rain, and on the back side of it, there comes the snowfall. Now the European, I feel like goes a bit lighter. All right, even though you can still see some snow coming in on the back side. There you go. And then it swings through, and then again, we get that little batch of moderate to heavy snow that comes through on Tuesday. Maybe some wintry mix as far south as Connecticut and Massachusetts. And then it all swings through, and then it's done by Tuesday night. Now, snowfall totals with the European model, like I said, are a lot lighter. Now, just so you know, lake effect snow is a very unpredictable event, so you guys pretty much always have a chance to get more snow, especially since I looked at the water temperatures in the Great Lakes. They're well into the 50s, close to 60. So if you get cold air to actually form over those waters, you're gonna have a lot of snow coming. But the European model only points out about maybe 3 to 5 inches for the Great Lakes region, and in those northern mountainous locations, talking about like 6 to 10 inches. So slightly less with the European model. But I want to go back to the GFS model. Now I'm actually gonna stay on pivotal weather because I think pivotal weather is a bit better for this type of maps. And I'm gonna go to, let me find it. So I'm back with the GFS model, all right, and these are the temperatures at 5,000 feet, 850 millibars, all right. Now this is in Celsius, so I will actually convert it to Fahrenheit for you guys. And as you can see back here with the GFS model, a lot of the snow, or the precipitation at least, starts on Sunday afternoon. So that's what we're going to go towards. So let's go to Sunday afternoon, right here about 2 p.m. Now notice along the Great Lakes, we have around northern Pennsylvania, -5 or so Celsius. That is about 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's how cold the air is up at 5,000 feet. So it's not bad. The air is below freezing, right? But even though the GFS model does actually call for rain to start, but the temperatures, keep in mind, will be about 23 degrees around Erie, Pennsylvania at about 5,000 feet. But notice a lot of the colder air is back towards Michigan. Now, by the time we head to 8 p.m. Sunday, remember the GFS was calling for a push to snow. And then we start to see a place like Erie. Now, at this point, your temperatures are around -8 degrees Celsius, all right, which is about 17.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So more cold air comes in at 5,000 feet. Now, this isn't like the surface, right? If the temperature is below 32 at 5,000 feet, we see a swish of snow. Not quite like that. The air definitely has to get a bit colder at 5,000 feet because it's a little bit more elevated. But you see what I'm talking about here. Colder air comes in at 5,000 feet. You combine that with the warm waters in the Great Lakes, and that's how you get that lake effect snow. So there you go. All right, now I did want to actually, before we move to the north central United States, I want to take a look at the Arctic sea ice extent, because I feel like the ice has been in the Arctic has been a bit lower this year. So I feel like that may have contributed to the reason why the Great Lakes have been a bit warmer as well. It's a possibility, but I just want to show you guys this. So the blue line is 2020, and the gray line is 1981 to 2010 average. So if we were to stay right along this line here, I outlined in black. If we were to stay right along that, that's your average line. Now, as long as you stay within this gray shade area, it's also pretty much normal as well. All right, the green dotted line is 2012, but look at 2020. All right, so here's the area. I'll highlight the area that we want to stay in, right? And then let me switch my color, just a random color. And you look at 2020, look how far below average, especially around September. And right now, we're like really far below average, all right, outside of that black line. So that's definitely a bit scary, I'd say, all right? So that is it. And then 2012, obviously, also gets a bit closer. Once towards the end of the year, we get a bit closer. But even 2012 was also a bit below average on the ice. But 2020 is even worse than 2012 so far. But anyway, we are moving on now to the north central United States. All right, so storm's going to swing through. We got, again, there's that same system dropping out of the Great Lakes. That was the northeast storm. We're not really going to count that because that's not going to affect this region too much. But then along comes that storm. I know it's a bit hard to see. Yeah, actually, a lot of these will be a bit more long term, like about 10 days out. I'm only going to go as far as 10 days out, and nothing beyond that. So there's 2 a.m. Sunday. Look at this huge low pressure system, and you got very heavy snow behind it on the very top left of your screen. It might be a bit hard to see. Then it kind of lifts up, and into Canada it goes, dragging the snow and the rain with it. But that's not the more... That is one of the snowstorms. Yes, that could be affecting the Dakotas, but that's not the one I'm really focused on. This is the one I'm focused on. All right, so this is out 2 p.m. on Monday. Look at the heavy snow forming through Nebraska, South Dakota, more moderate, but boom, there we go. This is November. This is 8 p.m. on November 9th. And look at the heavy snow. All these dark blues. You don't even see too much light blue. It's like all dark blue. It's all heavy snow. All right, moving through the north central United States. And 2 a.m. on November 10th, look at Minneapolis will get absolutely blasted with snow. You're on that right on that rain snow line, but Minneapolis and just your western suburbs are going to get blasted with snow. And then it kind of moves to north, and then a lot of the snow behind it, like the bands behind it, might actually linger all the way through past Veterans Day and then in through November 12th in the morning, and then that's it. I know I went beyond 10 days, but just because that storm was developing right on the 10-day mark, that's the system. All right, so we're going to go right. When did this end? Right around 270-ish. All right, so storm total snowfall. Yeah, it's a lot. A lot of snowfall. We're talking about widespread areas. Minneapolis and your western suburbs. We're talking about 12 to 18 inches plus in some spots. All right, but just outside of that, if you get just outside of that, we're talking about 6 inches plus anywhere in that magenta color. That very bright pink and that greenish teal color. That teal color means over a foot, and that very light pink pretty much means like right exactly 12 inches. So this is definitely a lot of snowfall that the GFS is hinting at. All right. Now, the snowfall cover I heard was like well over 35% this year already, which is very intense compared to average. So here's a gem model. Now, this really only goes out 10 days. Like, I went a bit farther to GFS because they go out like 16 days. And I was being a bit nice. But the gem model only goes out 10 days, so there's nothing I can do about that. All right, and they really don't have much forming. Pretty interesting, right? But there is a storm coming in towards the end of the loop. I'm not going to be able to show it all, so the snowfall totals may be a bit skewed because of that. All right, because again, it only goes out 10 days, but still a lot of snow, ice in the middle, and then you got rain on the areas that are a bit too warm. So then there's your snow. Really don't see the low pressure. It's pretty much really down there, so it allows the cold air to get pretty far south. All right, snow totals, as far as I can go out, 10 days. Again, they're a bit less. The snow totals are a bit less than what they actually are because they don't go out far enough. But yet still some areas 5 to 8 inches of snow plus. The Dakotas, the northern Minnesota. All right, so this is still a lot of snow, and even a couple inches for areas like in the entire state of Nebraska. And we are on to our last model now, the European model. The model of all models. No, I'm just kidding. All models are good. All right, but here we go. European model, pivotal weather, here we go. So, and nothing. So, again, all the models, I know it's a bit of a shock to you guys. I know you're expecting to see a huge snowstorm, but models say different things. The GFS call for a big snowstorm, all right? The GEM model is kind of like a back and forth, like in the middle between GFS and Euro, because the Euro really doesn't call for much except for like some light snow, all right, for a place like North Dakota and South Dakota, but that's really nothing for you guys. You guys are used to, like, blizzards, right? So European isn't calling for much, All right. So again, we look at the snowfall total through the next 10 days, dusting to an inch, maybe a couple inches, but definitely still a snowstorm for areas back in Montana, where you can see quite a few inches in the mountainous regions as well. All right, so I showed you the observed snowfall for the Northeast, but real quick, we're going to take a look at our seasonal snowfall for this year. When some areas in southern North Dakota, northern South Dakota, and central Minnesota, some of you guys have seen 12 to 18 inches of snow already this year, and it's not even November yet. Like, it's Halloween. We've already seen this much. And now to head our way south, look at the Texas Panhandle. We've also seen 12 to 18 inches of snow this year so far. Oh my goodness, and it's only Halloween. So, but yes, Texas Panhandle, like, they're so far south. Why do they get snow? Well, in these La Nina types of patterns, the jet stream can go really far south. And yes, the south central can actually get colder than the northeast at times, all depending on how the jet stream lines up. But there you go. Wow. And northern Nebraska has also seen about close to a foot of snow this year already. And we're just starting to head into November now. So thank you guys for watching today's video. I am the Weather Dude, signing off till next time. Stay safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.